Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Board No Game video. Today's video is dedicated to an event shop guide and a shop guide. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Go into shops right here. Let's go ahead and talk about the most important item within the actual event shop. So if you go into season, you can actually access the event shop right here, and this set binary is by far the most important item. If you don't buy this, this is an insane amount of value. You can actually check the value right here. Go into shop list, go into exchange center, convenience goods, and then you can see here the set binary is worth 100 a pop, and this thing is driving me insane that I don't really have like enough of it. Some of you are probably wondering, what is this set binary even for? Why do you value it? Why is it even 100 quartz? Why do I even care about it? If you go into workshop right here, and then you go into gear tuning right here, and then let's select an item like the maze gear, right now I have like a useless set bonus where it's anti-supporter. You can actually change the set bonus. Let's say we want to make this maze hands actually more meta, then you can make it into an attack set piece of gear. And this is why everyone advises you to buy all of the PvP gear out, and then you can change the sets out because, you know, let's say you want attack set, you want cooldown set, you hit change right here, and then it'll actually do the change. Same thing for this section where it's like, I don't want anti like sniper damage resistance. Let's go ahead and click change, and now it's going to be anti-air damage. And in some ways that's not as good, but it's better than like sniper. I don't want that, right? So you can just be like, no, I don't want that. And then that's how you treat binary pieces, because they're going to be so important within the game. Whenever you see these things, they're going to be very important because most of the gear that you already have, like +5 gear, it's +5. So you don't really need to +5 and use set, because you can just make this into a better thing by constantly like doing change set options, doing change options. Obviously for like my Kyle gear right here, because Kyle's wearing this piece of gear, then I would make it more attack oriented, like this maze set in particular. And then in the future, if I want, you know, someone else who's a DPS who wants this gear, then it can go to that person because they're also a DPS and it fits their parameters and all that stuff. But all I'm trying to say is that this set binary is by far the most important item within the event shop. Let's go ahead and jump right back into it and talk about a few more other things, because I really didn't see that item as being high value until I was like, oh man, I really need to change my sets, because it's essentially weakening my characters by a high degree, especially for like, you know, PvP. I'm getting crushed out there. Even though gear doesn't really matter as much, it's just like enough of a tipping point to help you out in certain situations. PvP is more about like timing, if anything, and less about gear and levels and all that stuff. All right, now when it comes to like the next things to buy, I feel like if you already have T5 gear on you, then you don't have to really worry about the gear yet. Do not be like me. This is probably the dumbest thing I bought, which is like the EXP and like the training stuff. You can easily like get more of these. This is farmable within the game. The set binaries, you can only buy this like once a month on a discount. We'll show where. And then with as far as like the quartz goes, you can only get this, you know, like within like the actual achievement. So I say buy this, and then employment contracts for like the actual summons. Feel free to get the APT cores if you don't have like a full team of like level 80s just yet. If you already have a full team of level 80s, then I wouldn't focus on this too much. And then feel free to get the ship coupons, because, you know, ships are going to be important. But if I were to give everything a priority, set binaries being #1, and then quartz, and then probably the summon currency, and then go for your APT cores, and then whatever you need afterwards. And of course, like the frame for vanity purposes, if you want to like flex on people saying you were here when like the Crossroads events pretty much started. All right, let's go ahead and go back into the shop one more time and show you where you can actually get that set binary for a discounted price. Is going to be in convenience goods. You can only buy this monthly, and I believe you get like 30 or 40 of them monthly. So this is definitely what you want to get. I feel that if you want to save your quartz for summons, that is up to you as well. I feel like this is more worthy, because if you have strong gear, then essentially you can tackle more things, but it's up to you if you want to save for more summons. I feel like this topic is more controversial, but the thing is with set binaries, this thing is technically 100 diamonds or 100 quartz a pop, so you're definitely going to want these. The next biggest like ripoff that I want to talk about, and we're shifting now to like the actual shop guide, is this lifetime contract is absolutely like, it's a vanity item. It's an item for purely cosmetics, and you don't really need it. If you're wondering how I know that, if you go into the CEO's office and you jump into this question mark right here and you go to lifetime contract, it says once a unit reaches max loyalty, they receive 2% bonus to all stats. All right, the only time it will decrease is when the unit loses battles or salary negotiation fails. Well, once you hit like level 100 and the character is like 100 loyalty, you're never going to like really need to upgrade them. Like, but for example, Cindy looper, right? She's 100 loyalty, she's level 94. She's not really going to be in any losing battles outside of like PvP, and her loyalty will not decrease from PvP. So she's technically always going to be at 100. So if you see like any deals on the shop that says like, oh, you look at these lifetime contracts, limited deal, this is absolutely a scam. Do not buy this. I don't even know why this is even in the game, because this is absolute vanity. And if you want extra dialogue, you want to show off waifu husbando dedication, then feel free to get this item. But outside of that, you should really save like these premium currency if you decide to get them for like future skins within the game, because these premium skins only last a certain amount of time, so eventually they do become limited in some ways. Unless you try to get like the permanent ones, these ones sort of last forever. When it comes to everything else between the seasons, it's up to you whether you actually want to save 16,000 gauntlet points, because that's what it's going to cost in order to unlock the classified employee contracts, or you get the gear. Personally, I'm gonna say the gear is pretty good because you can only get one set per month, and getting one set per month is gonna be very valuable for your characters. But if you want to put it into actual summons, that is a different story. And just note that we don't know when awakened units are going to be coming, or awakened units. They're entirely separate. Think of them as like ML heroes or mystic summons from Epic 7. They're an entirely different set of characters that have nothing to do with the original characters, and they're by far the strongest. So it's up to you. Do you want to save for future stronger characters, collect waifus and husbandos, or do you want strength right now, get some of the best gear in the game? Because this is the best gear currently within the game. It's better than the raid gear, and you can take it with that approach. It's really up to you. And then the same thing with the set binaries. They won't affect like too many players now, but the longer that you wait not buying these, the more that you affect like the future of the game on how you play and how you change like the set effects for the different pieces of gear. And this being, you know, technically 200 quartz a pop, just makes it even more valuable. And when it comes to APT cores, and it comes to like these books right here, you can get them daily, technically speaking. This you cannot get daily, and technically quartz you cannot get daily, and technically you cannot get summons daily. So that's why these are more valued than all other things, because you cannot acquire them daily. Gear, yes, you can acquire daily, and then of course the frame you can't acquire daily. Let's go ahead and jump into some gauntlet PvP, see if we can get lucky. I am somehow now in Bronze 1. I don't know if I want to escape Bronze 1, because if you're in Bronze 1, none of like the bans and stuff affect you, which is really cool. I'd rather stay in here and enjoy PvP and not really be stuck in the meta like in, you know, other brackets. Also, I'm working on a mech team. You know, mech team is absolutely amazing, but that team isn't ready to actually be used yet. I also don't have Rhino. Everyone's talking about Rhino, you know, milk content from Rhino. Oh, is this going to be a mech team? Am I going to be... I talked about a mech team. Next thing you know, I'm actually fighting a mech team. So this is going to suck. Mech teams are actually really good. So if I get crushed by one, like, you know, content-wise, I'm kind of okay with that in some ways. But yeah, Titan always comes out first. Hopefully we can get like this Elizabeth right here. Can we like snipe her out? Very nice right there. And then let's go ahead. We need to take out this Chica right here. The actual, you know, Titan dude. He's going to be like the strongest thing. Drop a little bit of a thunderbolt right here. All right, Xiaolin, you are getting way too close for comfort, and he's essentially going to like snipe us out with his Xiaolin. Let's go ahead and put our Kyle right there. He might be struggling because he didn't upgrade his Titan as much, maybe skill wise, because Titan costs so much. But there we go. It's kind of hard to run a mixed brand team because he was running both mechs and counters. It is what it is at the end of the day. We can do one more match, can we? Let's go ahead and do one more match, because I feel like we deserve a little bit more oomph, you know what I mean? Because that person, I could see what they were doing there. In the future, you can definitely run a cross between like a mech and counter unit sort of build once we get the Enterprise. Right now, it doesn't really work, mostly because like the ships can't handle it. Our levels on the ships aren't the highest. Also, this person has a win streak, and they're about to be in Bronze 1. So we either deny them their win streak or they get into Bronze 1. But usually when it comes to these things, they are pretty hot on it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I feel like most people are pretty good about like protecting themselves and making sure that they stay within the league appropriately. This is my first time seeing like a Flan or a Fion like within the actual like, you know, match PvP. So that is actually pretty cool right there. Let's go ahead and take out the snipers right here. That is probably like the most important thing. That's what Elizabeth is for. Like if you have Elizabeth, that is her #1 purpose, and that is why she is so insane for PvP right now because she is stronger than anything. She's going to deny your opponents from actually like using their DPS. And without her, I don't think like you can like run PvP, but I would say she's probably the most important unit in PvP right now. Just because of her sniping capability right there. If you can place her appropriately. I've been Elizabeth so many times where I'm just like, oh, my Xiaolin's perfect. She's in the back. And next thing you know, Elizabeth just kills her and I'm just like, big sad. That is going to be today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll announce the winners for the 20,000 stuff in the community tabs later on. The giveaway is still going on, so feel free to check that out if you so do so. But maybe by the time you're watching this video, the giveaway is over. Anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 22,500 subs, we'll be doing another giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day. Buy those set binaries, buy those binaries out because they're going to be worth it. See you in the next one.